Well, a Gold Coast doctor and mother of two has been left furious after being kicked out of an airport lounge for pumping breast milk. Dr. Elise Turner joins us live now. Elise, thank you for joining us this morning. What a terrible experience for you. Talk us through what happened.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. So I was arriving in transit in between a trip from Perth over to Melbourne, coming back up to the Gold Coast following a medical conference, and I'd approached the front desk to say, could I please have a private space to pump? And I was advised that there wasn't one, that I may use the bathroom or I may hire an additional boardroom for an additional $100. Or that I could use the lounge space. And I said, thank you so much, I'll use the lounge space. And as I was setting up my kit, I hadn't even untucked my t-shirt. I just popped my kit on the desk, and I was approached then by the staff supervisor to tell me that I could not do that here.
Before you even started?
Before it even started.
Was there a reason given?
So not as a complaint from a fellow person. The reason given to me was this is a private business lounge. There are men here, and we don't do that here. You cannot do that here.
Okay, there's a lot to take in on that. I mean, Elise, what did you say in response? I believe you quoted the Act to them just as a reminder.
I did. This person was very, very adamant and convinced that she was correct. So she actually had me doubting myself, and I had to ration and reason with her for the next 5 minutes just to be allowed to remain and to sit and to finish my pump, which I did. And I had to prove to her that it couldn't be seen and that it would remain underneath my long sleeve, high-necked white t-shirt the entire time. And I then, on the way out of the lounge, did just stop by to give her some polite education and say, actually, this is the Sex Discrimination Act. So I was managing to look that up in the interim. And that's where she then placed a hand on my arm and said I was now making her and other people uncomfortable and that I would need to leave.
Oh, it sounds really prickly. And I mean, I guess, there's an extent to which people are doing their jobs right. But in this situation, you were made to feel very uncomfortable before the so-called offending had even begun. As a mother of young twins, this is obviously a necessity for you. When you were asked to leave, how did that make you feel?
Oh, like I'd done something deeply shameful and disgusting, and that I was being an offensive person, and I'm not any of those things, I hope. I'm just trying to care for my children.
Were you told to go anywhere else? As in, was another alternative offered to you?
She was quite adamant that I must go to the bathrooms, that I must go to the public toilets, and so I did offer to her to bring her sandwich and come and eat her lunch in the toilet with me. She politely declined that offer.
Virgin Australia has since apologised. Does that make up for what's happened?
Virgin Australia have phoned me to offer an informal verbal apology, which is a really good start, and that's very promising. They do have their own internal investigation process to follow. I'm hopeful that there'll be some really positive change that'll come out of this. This is really not about me as one individual person. It was a really cruddy experience, and I really hope never to have that happen again, because it did leave me feeling quite horrible. But this is much bigger than just me, and I really hope we can see some positive change from Virgin Australia and from other corporations to try and support breastfeeding parents.
Yeah, well said, Elise.
And I want everyone in this situation to feel comfortable.
No, at the very least. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I'm sorry for what you experienced, Elise.
No woman, no mother should be made to feel that way. That is a terrible situation.